Okay, here is your HMH lesson for today. So we are talking mostly about text organization, how to organize your story. So it says informational texts have a structure or type of organization that fits the topic and the author's purpose. That's the cause. So the cause is why something happens, the reason it happens. It rained a lot. Cause and effect words. Like so, or because, since, if, then, as a result. Text organized by causes and effects describe how one event leads to another event. So the cause of it raining, what's the effect? What happened? What's the result? The flowers in the garden grew. Cause, effect. Okay? All right, so today we are going to have our HMH books open to the page Those Clever Crows, which is page 206. Before we start reading this story, let's talk about what we're going to need for this assignment. You're going to need your text organization page. It looks like this. It should be inside of your packet, stapled with all the rest of your reading things. As we read the story, we're going to be writing the cause and effect. If you want to go ahead and write the title of the story, you can. It's Those Clever Crows. It's in your book. So just copy down the title right now, Those Clever Crows, okay? Also, today you're going to need, not your math. Sorry. You're going to need, it's right here. You're going to need words that describe actions. So we're going to be doing this as well. So we're doing the text organization, cause and effect, and then we're also going to be doing this for reading today. And we're going to be reading The Clever Crows. Oh, not that. Okay. Let me open that up again. There it is. Okay. Alright, so let's get started. Videos are short movies that give you information or something for you to watch for enjoyment. Haney, as you watch Those Clever Crows, notice how pictures, sounds, and words work together. What the video is about. Information about the topic, the tone or mood of the video. Set a purpose. Ask yourself what happens and why to make cause and effect connections about the video. A cause is something that makes something else happen. An effect is what happens because of the cause. Okay? So, look at me, class. Oh, the cause, I dropped my pen. The effect, I picked it up. Cause, effect. Cause, effect. Okay? Why did I pick up my pen? Because it fell. All right, listen to the audio to find out about Those Clever Crows.
Birds are not smart. That could not be further from the truth. Crows may be one of the smartest animals in the world. Compared to the size of their bodies, crows have large brains. One fact that shows how smart crows are is that they can use tools. Research has even shown them using tools to solve problems. Keep an eye on the crows in your neighborhood. They just might amaze you.
Yes, they are. Crows are very smart. All right. Are crows clever? You decide. Let's watch the crow's behavior. Think carefully about how the words help you understand what the crows are doing. What do you think those crows must be thinking? Let's watch and see.
Everyone knows crows are smart. They recognize faces, they can make and use tools. But how smart, and how do they learn? That's where one of Aesop's fables comes in. It's the one about a thirsty crow that dropped stones in a pitcher in order to raise the water level so it was high enough to get a drink. Seems unlikely. But, in fact, experiments have shown that New Caledonian crows, once they're trained to pick up and drop stones, which is not something they do a lot in the wild, can can figure out this problem pretty quickly. They use the stones to raise the water level to get a piece of floating food. Some other kinds of birds can do this too, and humans, once they reach about age 5. In this latest set of experiments, the crows showed some new tricks. They picked out sinking over floating objects to raise the water level, and solid over hollow objects. They didn't do well with wide versus narrow tubes. And if part of the whole tube apparatus was hidden, then they weren't able to figure it out. So it seems that crows really need to see the cause and effect in order to understand the problem. What's the moral of the story? More research is needed, of course, in order to figure out exactly how crows learn and think.
That's really cool. I didn't know they were that smart. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So, use details from those clever crows to answer these questions. Cause and effect. What do the crows want to make happen? What are they trying to do in the video? What are they trying to make happen? Mariah? Good. They're trying to drink some water. Very good. And how do their actions help them reach their goal? What do they do to try to get some water? Rena? Good. They put stones or petals in it so the water will rise. Very good. That's the cause. And then the effect is the water rising. How are the crows in the video like the crows in this fable, in that story we read? How are they like the same? How are they the same as that, Leah? They're both clever. Very good. And how are they different? How are these crows different? Dustin? No, they're both black. How are they different, Rena? Okay, that's how they're the same. They're both clever. They're both smart. But how are they different? Leah? That one is a fable, it's a story, and so it doesn't really, it's not a fact, and this one is real. This is a scientific video showing how crows are very smart and critical thinkers. Good job. Do you think Those Clever Crows is a good title for this video? Okay, use details from the video to explain. All right, so what we are going to do now is, let's go back to here, the cause, the effect. Let's go back to this video, this anchor chart real fast. Why something happens. What's the reason? So the cause is the crows are... No, the crows are, in the video, what were they trying to get? They weren't trying to drink water. They were trying to eat what? They were trying to eat the food that was on top of the water, guys. Okay, maybe we should watch the video again. Let's watch the video again. I don't think you guys were watching or listening, so we must watch it again.
Everyone knows crows are smart. They recognize faces, they can make and use tools. But how smart, and how do they learn? That's where one of Aesop's fables comes in. It's the one about a thirsty crow that dropped stones in a pitcher in order to raise the water level so it was high enough to get a drink. Seems unlikely. But, in fact, experiments have shown that New Caledonian crows, once they're trained to pick up and drop stones, which is not something they do a lot in the wild, can figure out this problem pretty quickly. They use the stones to raise the water level to get a piece of floating food.
I'm sorry. So did you see what they said? They said they put the stones in the water to make the water rise to get the piece of the floating food. So what was their goal? What were they trying to get? Good. The cause is they wanted to eat the food, right? So let's write that here. They wanted to get the food. And how did they get the food? They put stones in the water to make the water rise, to make the food rise so they can get it. So you're going to write that here. So the cause is they wanted to get the food. Here you're going to tell me how they got the food. Okay? I'm going to give you a minute to do that. You can pause the video now. So the first cause we talked about is they wanted to get the food, and then you have to tell me what they did to get the food. What's another thing that the crows wanted to do? Amaria. Good. They wanted to get water. Very good. And they wanted to drink water. Or they wanted the water to rise. Okay. They didn't really tell us why in the middle of the video, but they did show that the water is rising. So let's write that here. They wanted the water to rise. They wanted the water to rise. And then I want you to tell me what they did to do that. Write that in effect. Okay. You can pause the video now. Okay, so for the last cause, I wanted to go back to the beginning of the video and show you and let's talk about what they're doing here in the beginning of the video. They don't really talk about it, so let's see. What is he holding in his hand here?
Everyone knows crows are smart.
Or in his mouth. What is that? Everyone? A stick. Who thinks, raise your hand, who thinks they know why the crow is sticking the stick inside of that narrow tunnel? Why is the crow using the stick? What is he trying to do? What is he trying to do, Brenaya?
He's trying to unlock the lock.
No. Destin, what is he trying to do? No. Amariah, what is he trying to do? Good, he's trying to get something to catch his food with. His beak is not long enough to get the food that's at the end of the tunnel. So instead, he uses that stick. He uses that stick to scoot it out. Watch, I'll show you again. He's using the stick to scoot out the food that's all the way on the bottom over here that he can't reach because his beak is too short. So look, he uses his stick, he sticks it in there, and then he uses it like a fork. And then it sticks onto the end of it, and now he has his food. Like a fork. Look here. Here, the food is all the way over here, and he needs to scoot it because his beak is not long enough to get it. So he scoots the food over. There's the food. He scoots it over. He scoots it over, and then he eats it. Watch. Ta-da! Now he got it. So, the last cause is, why did he use the stick? What was the cause of using the stick? To get the food. Very good. So write that here. Why? Or no, I'm sorry, not why. Just say he used the stick, and then here, to get the food. He used, or maybe not he, the crow. Let's say that. Or the clever crow. The crow used the stick and then why did he use the stick? And then here you're going to say to get the food. Awesome. Okay, so now that we're done with that part of the lesson, let's keep going and see if there's anything else they want. What lessons can we learn from the characters in the story? Think of a lesson that the kids can use in their everyday lives. Then write your own fable or fairy tale that teaches that lesson. Or make a catalog of things, fables, or fairy tales. Look back at the text for ideas. Okay, yeah, we're not doing that. All right. So what we are going to do, though, next, after filling out this graphic organizer, is we are going to work here, words that describe actions. And I want you to go ahead and fill in the action verb where it belongs. What is a verb, Dominic? No, that's an adjective. What is a verb, Leah? Something that you do. A verb is something that you do. You laugh, you jump, you walk, you giggle, you tumble, you push, you turn, you sleep, you wipe. Those are all things that you do, okay? Verbs are words that describe actions. They tell what someone or something is doing. So you're going to put those verbs in the right space. That's pretty easy. And that's pretty much it. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.